We all know we had a vicious attack up here in Crown Heights. And finally, today I'm here to announce that we have some good news with regards to that. Last night, at approximately 2300 hours, in front of 184 Parkside Avenue, a male complainant was approached from behind by a perpetrator who we later believed to be our perpetrator from the vicious attack in Crown Heights. The perp grabbed the complainant's wallet and stabbed him in the stomach. He then flees that scene. Approximately half an hour later, also in the same vicinity, a second male who was jogging is approached by this very same perpetrator in Prospect Park, and the perp approached him with a slashing motion, causing lacerations to his right hand, and when the complainant was removed to Kings County Hospital. Due to the fine work of 2 officers on the scene, the perpetrator was apprehended in those 2 attacks. The perpetrator has been identified as Kenny Rochelin, R-O-C-H-E-L-I-N. He's a male, 26 years old. He's from Manhattan. He's a resident of Manhattan. Due to the fine work of the detectives involved and someone noticing the similarities between this perpetrator and the numerous video and still photos we had from the prior assault up here in Crown Heights, we were able to positively identify the guy as the perpetrator in those attacks. Hate Crimes Task Force responded to the precinct, and they were able to put together a case on this individual, and based upon a series of post-arrest techniques, Mr. Kenny Rochelin is being charged with attempted murder 2 as a hate crime, as well as criminal possession of a weapon and aggravated harassment in the assault on Mr. Brookman. In addition to that, he's being charged with a robbery that occurred on February 5th. In addition to that, he's being charged with the robbery of the victim last night and the assault on the victim last night. Some may ask, are we sure we got the right guy? Well, due to a series of, once again, investigative techniques and obtaining a search warrant for that individual's residence, we were able to come up with the clothing that he wore on the day when he assaulted Mr. Brookman. So we're pretty sure that we got the right guy. I'm going to ask Sergeant Martinez to talk about any further specifics on the case.
Well, the chief covered pretty much everything. Like he said, if there's DNA to be recovered from the night, it'll be run against this perpetrator's DNA to further strengthen our case. We do believe that this is our perpetrator. Thanks to the search warrant that we executed tonight, we recovered all the garments. He was wearing the same shoes and pants during the assaults from last night that he was on the video, which was another piece that helped us put this together. Not only hate crime, but this 7L, the 7-1 precinct, and many other units. Does anybody have any questions or any?
I do not have a prepared speech here today. I really want to thank the Crown Heights community for coming out. And for treating Lady Brickman like your child, because truthfully, he is your child. And if God forbid it would have happened to your child, then hopefully everybody would have been there the same way. Thank you. I really want to thank the police department. I'm very, very grateful to each and every one of them who personally came to our home, who followed up with us, and I'm very grateful to them. And now, I'm going to tell you the one question that everybody's asking me. So are you happy that they finally caught him? And I need to tell you that if they finally caught him, I will be the happiest person. And the second, I'm sure, will be every single one of you here. But I say this with a heavy heart, and please don't get me wrong here. I am very, very grateful to the police department. But we've had many questions about the timing. And I'm just going to be very open, and I'm going to ask them to please, this is not, God forbid, an attack. I will never do that. It's just something that is on my heart, and as a mother, I feel like I need to ask it. Not only for myself, but for the safety of the Crown Heights community. And the police did ask me, they said, do you have any questions? And this is my question. The timing is very interesting. This meeting was supposed to take place 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I put my foot down and I said, the Crown Heights people work. And they were not going to be here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Maybe a couple of you. But this room would have never been full at 3 o'clock p.m. So, this meeting was initiated by the police, but it was supposed to be at 3 o'clock. And I need to tell the police department that everybody is here, because even though there's a wedding tonight and there's other things happening, because they care. And if it would have been 3 o'clock, it would have not happened. So thank you, police department, for making it at 7 so that you see that this room is packed. Now, I'm not the professional, and I cannot tell you, does the picture look like him, does it not? Honestly, to me it doesn't, but who am I? I'm not the professional here. He could have taken on his beard, I don't have no idea. And this is what I am demanding. I'm okay for tonight. They caught someone, they suspect him. I need a follow-up. Do you all agree with me? The DNA on the knife is still pending. So, it's been quite a while. And the police say that if you watch TV, you think it takes a day. I don't watch TV, I don't know. But if it really takes more than, 10 days, so then how much longer could it take? If it's private information, the most it could be, fine. Another week, another 2 weeks. I need a follow-up. I need to make sure that the person that they got, that stabbed Lady, is truly the one that stabbed the other 2 people today. The one that was stabbed today, and if I'm wrong, you could correct me, the one that was stabbed today, he took a wallet out of the pocket of the person he stabbed. Lady, there was no interaction. He stabbed him and he ran away. It was a hate crime. He's a Jew. And that's why. So I don't necessarily even see that there is a similar attack. But again, am I happy if he is the person? If he is the stabber? Of course I am. So when the reporter called me today and said, Mrs. Brickman, you want to make a statement? Are you happy? I said to him, if it was your child, would you be happy? And he says, yes. And I said, so I'm happy, but would you want to make sure that he is the correct one? And that is my request. Not only for Lady, because Lady said to me today, Ma, it's not about me, okay? It's about the safety of all the Yiddish Kinderlach in Crown Heights. And we deserve it. Kan Siva Hashem is the center of the Jewish community everywhere in the world. And this is publicized everywhere. So there's a calling now. So I look forward to the police department updating us, and I will be on top of it. You could be sure of that we need to make sure that the DNA matches, and he is truly the stabber. Thank you for coming out, and thank you for the police department.
I'd just like to clear up a couple of things that Ms. Strickland said. Number one, the police department had nothing to do with the time of the meeting. The meeting was requested at a certain time, we agreed to be here. Then the meeting time was changed, we once again agreed to be here. Secondly, as far as the identity of the individual, unless he has the exact same shoes, the exact same clothing, exact same a lot of other things that I can't talk about, we definitely got the right guy. Okay?
I know for sure that this is the guy. Is it going to be in a week, in 2 weeks? When could it be?
We think we got a very winnable, prosecutable case,
Okay, I just wanna say
regardless of the DNA.
But you know what? For 3 weeks, I've been told we have the guy. All we need. We have him. All we need. We have him. And just today, it took a whole turn. What is about that guy that you've been looking for 3 weeks? You had your eyes on somebody. He was fixed. I think it's the other guy, maybe. How am I going to be sure that it's him? I need a follow-up. I'm sorry.
I will gladly give you a follow-up, but we might not get DNA off of that knife. Lots of times you don't get DNA.
But for 3 weeks, I've been told it's coming back. For 3 weeks, I've been told the DNA is coming back.
The results from the DNA, whether or not it was a hit or not a hit, that you will get. But whether or not you'll get a match to that DNA to our current perpetrator or the other person that someone advised you might be the perpetrator, that you might not get.
Pants. I want to discuss pants. Black pants and black shoes. I mean, what does it mean to recover pants and shoes? I don't know, maybe I'm asking silly questions, but if you say to somebody in this room, where's my husband? I'm going to say he's wearing a black hat. Okay, fine, black hat. I mean, every man is wearing black pants and black shoes, so what does it mean that you have his pants and shoes? How do you connect those pants that you had in his house to the pants that...
There's a lot of other connections besides the clothing that I cannot talk about.
So we really need to follow up and make sure.
I will gladly follow up with you. But like I said, right now, we believe we got a very winnable, prosecutable case against this individual. The third thing you mentioned was the stabbing. As I mentioned, the two victims last night, one was stabbed, you could say it was a robbery. The second was stabbed, he was just jogging in the park. It was a completely unprovoked attack. So, you know, you could look into that from a lot of different directions. The bottom line is, we firmly believe we are the right guy. Okay?
Can I just say one more thing about online? And I think it's very, very, very important because everybody wants to cover it, and I appreciate all the websites. I'm not going to say who they are here, but you also do a disservice when you say that he's caught. Because you know what? People stop looking, they stop giving tips to the police, and then the case is shut. So as soon as their website said a week ago that they caught him, okay, then we were all in more danger than we were before. So she's right, Devorah. The website said that he admitted he did it to Lady Brickman. So could you elaborate and tell us? Sometimes it says that the police told the website, and it's very confusing for us.
I'm not going to comment on the admissions of a suspect. Just not going to do it, not this time.